So this is for the Florence High. There was new characters that weren't introduced, and some characters had like very messy backstories. So I'm here to explain it. Please turn your volume down throughout the whole way because I'm too lazy to type it up, and I'll be typing my speech up. So Evelyn's backstory is like this. When she was born, she was the favorite child of all of them. And then Everly was born like 2 years after. Then Everly was the least favorite child because half of her face looked different. Then one day, the parents decided to send Evelyn to a summer camp. So Evelyn was like, oh sure, like she was going with her friends. But then Everly was left home alone and she was the least favorite child, Everly. Her parents started being like abusive to her. The parents didn't let her to eat for 1 week when she was only 3 years old. Then after, because Everly was only 3, then she started to become very skinny. And then her parents continued doing it for a long time. Then Everly slowly died. Then that day that Everly died, Evelyn was coming home from the summer camp. She was going home with Ginger. And this time she went home, she found her sister dead on the floor. Then Evelyn ran outside of the door into an alleyway. The alleyway was dark, nobody was in there except this pile of junk and what seems sort of like an animatronic. The animatronic didn't bother her, so then she ducked behind a pile of trash because she saw a blonde woman running in. The strange blonde woman took out what seemed like a sharp item, or what you call a knife, and just ended Evelyn on the same day that her sister died. So then you might wonder how you still see them in the Florence High episodes previously. So after she died, the animatronic beside her seems to just came back to life. This is kind of like FNAF now. She was being stuffed inside of the animatronic suit and so on, just like Five Nights at Freddy's. But you might wonder how her sister came back alive. So Everly was on the floor that day, and then her parents were arrested that day because they knew something was wrong in the house because they heard a screaming noise while Evelyn running out. After that, the body, just like what you do in funerals, she got buried inside of the floor. And now this is gonna get very, very weird. After that, some kind of boys came in running and then started digging up graves, which they got sued after, because they were digging up private properties. After they got sued, they went back to check if all the graves was theirs, and they did not find Everly in the grave. So they questioned the boys. The boys said nothing because the only thing they knew was after they got sued, they just ran away. They just paid and then just ran because they didn't carry anything that looked like a coffin or whatever you call like a body. So you know how Evelyn died when she was in the alleyway. So after she got stuffed in an animatronic suit, just like Five Nights at Freddy's, this is gonna be really weird though. She got an illusion disc. She became back to a human, immortal. Let's be honest. But then after, she went searching back for her sister. And then Everly was found in the same alleyway, but like in the dumpster. So now you may question what is she just in the grave? What happened when she was gone? So the boys, after they digged up the grave, they accidentally digged up Everly's. And then there was another animatronic being introduced here named Hazel, and so then Hazel was the animatronic that now Everly possess. And then so then you know how the sisters all possess an animatronic. They found each other again, and yeah, just like the rest of the story, I'm gonna make more of these backstories. I'm probably gonna be thirsty after this. Too lazy to make her one. Too lazy to make Aaron one, and Alec already told you guys in the previous new character video.